beat original, King James na Mystro the best. Super level na ID.
So Dalia, tell us about your experience here today at the Kigali Genocide Memorial.
Painful. My heart actually aches. I generally don't cry much, and that was like, if I sit down and start to cry, I will bawl my eyes out. I just don't. It's so strange to comprehend how this actually can occur and how people don't know about it. And now I'm really fortunate that I've learned about it. I just don't see how people don't know now.
So, what about it has been so powerful for you?
Trying to comprehend how people can actually do this, and also how it was such a, like, it was actually planned and there was rehearsed killings. That got to me a lot because, like, when I first started learning about it, I thought it was quite a sudden thing after the plane crash, but in fact there was actually, like, it was rehearsed, and it was the hate speech and the propaganda and everything, that it actually had been meticulously planned for years, and that's scary because it could happen anywhere.
So do you think it makes a big difference actually coming here and seeing this rather than just learning in the classroom?
Learning about it in a classroom, like, and seeing all the photos and reading the papers is one thing, but to actually come here, you can't replicate that feeling of seeing the photos, the causes of death, those kind of things. I'm never going to experience that again, and it's painful, but it's worth it to actually understand a little bit more about it.
And finally then, so if there was anyone else thinking of coming here, what would you say to them?
Bring tissues, and you will feel so fortunate in life and where you are and what your position is, and you love your family a lot more.
Erin, tell me about your experience here today at Kigali Genocide Memorial.
It was really humbling, especially when you went into the kids' room, to see that as much as it was like devastation caused nationwide, they're not bitter, there's not a lot of bitterness, there's no need for revenge to be taken in a lot of cases, and they just want to be united as a result of it. They don't want to linger on the hatred. So do you think this was different learning about it here in the country at the memorial than it was in the classroom? Yeah, you sit in the class and you think you've got a good idea of it, but it contextualises it. Like, you told us the stories about the children's clothing, but once you actually see their photos and read about them, it becomes more real. So what within the memorial do you think would be most powerful for you? I mean, there's an awful lot, but what do you think was the most powerful for you here? The children's room. What about that made it? It was like, it's their favourite food, and there was a picture of siblings. One was a mummy's girl, one was a daddy's boy, and it tells you what happened to them at the end of it. That you almost forget that it's going to tell you that they are dead at the end of it. So if you had a message then, just one or two lines, a message for either your experience here or what you would say to others that might be thinking about coming to the country or to see the memorial, what would you say to them? No, absolutely. You should come to the country. It's you need to be here and experience it to actually feel, to know what it's like. You can't describe it, you need to actually come and experience it yourself.
Charly, na Geosteady, black man, oh. See me by the music. God, I love you. Chibasumba, uzela kwirane. Nunge gusas, nabono agusingurane. Oh mama, oh mama, oh mama, oh mama. Ndabonisa, ushurugwi onituze. Igira hino, wibwirwa ngukunda. Urasusurutsa, nakazu akarashe. Ukarusha neza, nakayaga kari munsi. Come on, take
safe. They must be.
Okay, so here we are at Akagera National Park in Rwanda. Tell us what you've been doing today. What did we do when we arrived, and what have we been doing since during the course of the day?
Drove round for a couple of hours and got to see amazing animals and nearly get stuck. Good fun.
So what did you see? What animals did you see?
Elephants, leopards, zebras, baboons,
Lots of baboons.
monkeys, alpacas.
Alpaca? Don't think we saw them, did we?
No.
But we saw lots. Yeah, impalas, that's the one. So we did that, and then afterwards we just did the behind the scenes tour. What did you think about that? Yeah, what was interesting about it?
They have like dog units. I didn't actually think when they were saying like poaching had went down for 2 years, and then they'd also said that they brought in a dog unit. I think that's kind of cool. Plus, getting to see the dogs and how they train, pretty neat.
Yeah. Takeaway then, what would you take away from coming here just now? So having been here for the day, what would you take away from the experience?
Don't use a minibus.
That's where I will start.
But about the park, what would be your takeaway about the park?
You care about conserving endangered species in the environment.
Camp here if you get the chance. Like, there's a camping site we visited on the way, like, round the tour, and it had a beautiful view of, like, the water and hills and stuff, and you can camp there overnight and do, like, a little barbecue. That'd be amazing to do.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
It's really good. We need a nap.
Okay.
And gift shop's good.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Loving you was no pain. You're my baby, la 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 la, love you. I love you, yeah. Chibasumba, uzela primurabe. Rumwe gusa, sinabonu agusingura.
That was okay. That was alright. She fought her sister, it was funny. It was! Like literally when she was fighting the one who played her sister Amy, I couldn't stop laughing. Her sister's even more of Amy. No, Amy was Amy's dad! No, Amy was Reese Witherspoon. Oh my god. It's so, one's played by Reese Witherspoon. Yeah, I don't... Jill is Reese Witherspoon and Amy's the other one. She fought Amy. Oh, really? I like Reese Witherspoon in that. Reese Witherspoon looked good in that. I love Today you say yes, tomorrow you tell me no. You give me a smiley face, but when you go, you turn and go. You love me in my dress, tomorrow it's too short. Boy, what you want, what you don't want, and the simani, you know me na. What you want, what you don't want, and the simani, you know me na. What's that I want, say the all on the call me up for love.
Chérie, kupa turavugana mu kanya nimara kuri kopi. Iyi ni Afrobeat original. King James.
Tell us about your experience here at Kigali Genocide Memorial.
Oh, I've got loads and loads of thoughts going round and round my head. First of all, a tremendous amount of admiration for the Rwandan people, because I really don't think I would be a strong enough person to be able to forgive the multitude of horrors that they've had to forgive. That to one side, the memorial is just an amazing place to visit, and the effort and the work that's been put into it is a really, really, really fitting memorial, I think. And these people should, if you can come, because it's just a wonderful, albeit harrowing experience, but it's really wonderful.
So there's a lot in the memorial that is quite powerful. For you, if you were to say one aspect of it that you think has been the most powerful or stands out strongest to you, what would it be?
Two that I can't really separate. The first one is the room with the photographs of everyone, and there's some photographs of weddings and family get-togethers and people on their own looking happy and at themselves and just normal. And then you go into the children's room, and the horrors are just unspeakable. I don't really want to say much more about it other than that.
So you've mentioned already, but do you think there's a big difference actually coming to see in person at the likes of in the country at the memorial than learning just about it in the classroom?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you need to see this firsthand. You really, really do. No amount of PowerPoint slides and photographs can really stand in for the living experience that this is. And all of us are all really actually very, very upset, understandably. And it's going to take a few breathers to get over it.
So to sum up maybe in just one or two words, if you were to just sum up in one or two words then, what you think that this has felt like or been like for you? It's
been at the same time harrowing, but also incredibly uplifting, and I want to feel uplifted. I want to feel uplifted by it, by what's been achieved in a very short period of time.
Thank you.
It took,
No, keep going.
It took longer to create the conditions of the genocide than it has to create the conditions post-genocide, which is one of unity and mutual respect.
That's
it's just incredible.
A great way to sum it up. Thanks, Geraldine.
Thank you.